to do. Oh! Cool. Yep. I mean, it didn't start a fire, so I'm fine. That's the important part, quite frankly. I'm physically fine, a little frightened, but everything turned out okay, and that's the important part.
Sorry, little frog baby, you gotta move. I don't like that.
Sorry, Lex. Okay, I'm gonna tighten that. Whew, that could have ended real poorly. Sorry, Tear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta fix this candle. The moment I heard that start falling, I was like, this could be really bad. This could be really bad. But it turned out okay. Let's get this fixed, huh? Basically, I just knocked over a candle while I was getting set up. Maybe light your candles after you're set up would be a good idea for the future. At myself. Turned out okay. Obviously. But now I'm just trying to get the candle broke in half when it got knocked over by my charging cable, so I'm trying to get it to light back up again. Okay, now we're good. You can go back up in your home now, Tear. Thank you. Cool. Cool. And I'm doing a deep cleanse of a deck up top here because it's got nasty vibes right now. Cool. Wow. Everything turned out okay. No one died. Everyone is alive. Important parts. I didn't even knock my coffee over. Just a candle. Huh? Just a candle. Okay, but this little formation here needs to, nope, there's some wax. Go away, wax. You belong up here. Shit. There are some crystals missing. Hi, buddy. Can you come back, please?
I'm going to stay put so I can set up without you leaving, because I don't want you to. The answer to that is probably no.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move Gregor's chair because I need a chair.
I just don't want to be sitting on this table. Should have grabbed a pillow. Oh, there he goes.
Yep. He'll come back.
I want you to get curled.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry that everything got a little delayed. I had a candle accident. So we're taking care of that, and then I'll get the decks that we're gonna use set up here so y'all can see them and pick your appropriate pile. There's my coffee, which I surprisingly did not knock over. Should I be drinking coffee at 2 p.m.? No. However, I also could not drink it this morning because my tummy was being upsetty. Okay, you saw that? That's what that was about, I'm assuming then? Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. What do you need to release was my question. So, let's grab our... Okay, you're loud. Yep, I hear you. Yeah, we'll get to you in a minute. Yeah. Understood. Do you feel that shit? What? Do you feel that? Noisy. let's slap. We'll do some, I'm pretty sure that's green aventurine on it. Slap some green. And I have oracle decks that I'll use as companions as well. Yeah, I knew, that's why I put you over there, because I knew you were going to be one of the decks that we were going to use for this. This is the Art History Past Lives Tarot. There's my third deck. Like, I picked the decks already. I picked them earlier. I had a different question in mind earlier, and then the meditation I did, I was like, okay, I guess we're doing that question. And there is our lovely Mary Hanson-Roberts deck, which will slap. How about some Soda Light? Do some Soda Light. Okay, so we've got this lovely Wild Unknown deck with some aventurine on it, the Art History Past Lives Tarot with carnelian, this beautiful carnelian palm stone on it, which may or may not have been in the toilet at one point in time. And then our Mary Hanson-Roberts deck with Soda Light. The question today is, what do you need to release? So go ahead and take a moment. I'll do a little cleansing in a second, and a bell ringing and all that jazz. But go ahead and start thinking about that. So what do you need to release? I've got a bunch of oracle decks next to me that all wanted to be involved. So I have a feeling that not all of these oracle decks that I've got next to me are going to be involved in every single reading. But we have a bunch of oracle decks next to me that will be involved one way or another, that will help give us some clarity on this. So if I need clarity, I will be pulling from a different deck. Not sure which deck yet, hasn't really made a decision on that. But, yeah. Okay, I'm going to scooch back, because I have to get my chair in here. Okay, yes, I'm strong. I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough to scooch you back. I'm a strong baby. Hi, Gregor. I'm going to scooch you forward. Because I need a chair, because I'm going to hurt my little knees if I don't do that. Okay, is there anything else I'm forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm a little hot now. Which, of course, I'm going to be cold the moment I take this off. Evidently, we've got a new reader in town today. The lovely Gregor will be doing your reading today. Just kidding, I'm going to be doing your reading. But, here, you can watch Gregor while I figure out what I'm forgetting from my space. Well, let's go ahead and move these aside, because we're not using them right now. I'm going to set these on the mirror in the room for now. I don't know that this is it, but I'll pull it in. I've got water. I've got coffee. I've got the decks. I've got all the decks. I've got all my decks within reach, so even if I'm forgetting a deck, I can easily grab them. I've got candles. I've got incense going. I don't think I'm forgetting any. Alright. Gregor, it's time for you to move, little mister. Well, actually, you might be okay. You might be okay. I just don't want to sit on you. You're okay. You're okay. I'll try not to scoot back too much unless you move. You want to sit on my lap instead? Here. How about you sit on my lap instead, mister? Oh, shoot. Now I got it. Okay. You're okay. You're okay, handsome. Okay. Gregor is on my lap until he decides to leave. And he's already... no, the altar is not for you to sit on, handsome man. Sir? Catechal difficulties? Sir, what's the matter? What seems to be the problem? Alright, now he's leaving. Alright, now we can get started. Oh, that's what I'm forgetting. Haha. Alright. If you've, if you're coming back after my break, I've had kind of a bit of a break from doing tarot on this channel for a while. I just honestly was out of energy. A lot of stuff happened on my other social medias that I was needing to deal with at the time, and so I just frankly did not have the energy to also do this. Yeah, so just a lot of stuff going on that I was having to deal with instead of this, and I don't like doing these unless I can put my full attention into it, because, you know, y'all deserve the attention that you're gonna get, rather than just me half-assing some shit. So, let's go ahead and jump in now that I've got the right mindset for everything, and we're gonna use some cedar to just cleanse a little bit, just make sure that we're not bringing anything into this space that shouldn't be brought into this space. And I'd like you to kind of sit and think, right, and get an open mind going. Just kind of think, you know, keep an open mind and an open heart, and understand that, you know, this is my perspective filtered through my lens of what you need to release. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. And you should definitely keep it in mind. You're welcome to pick multiple piles as well. You're welcome to pick multiple piles. Perhaps only a couple of things from one pile will resonate with you and more from another, or a little bit from each one. But don't discount the messages just if you don't like them. So do keep that in mind. All right, and we'll just do a little. All right, so I'll ask that you take a deep breath for me. In. Hold for a couple of seconds. And out. A couple more times until you feel relaxed and grounded. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the first reading here with, oh, we're mirrored. Okay, well, the first reading for me is over here. This is my left-hand side. See, on your side, it looks like it's on my right hand. It hasn't been mirrored before. Not sure how I feel about that. So these cards or images are probably going to be backwards for you then, too. Yeah. Okay, well, just keep that in mind. There's a mirror going on. I'm not going to take the time to fix it right now. But yeah, so I will set these other two piles aside, away from the fire. Understood. I hear ya. You don't like fire. Your paper, you don't like fire. Alright, set those other two aside. And let's just get started, okay? So we're going to first do 3 cards. I'm just going to shuffle through, and I'm going to ask for 3 cards about what it is that you might need to be releasing currently. So, this deck does not do reversals, so if any reversals come up, unless they feel really heavily like they absolutely should be reversed, I'm just going to flip them. Unless they yell at me when I try and flip them back upright, I'm just going to flip them back upright. So, can I have 3 cards, please, for what it is? Ooh, perfect. Nice and neat. 3 cards thrown at me directly. Okay. So we here have the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. I have some thoughts about this, but I don't use this deck very often, so I'm just going to double check what the author of this deck has to say about these cards real quick. Okay. So we've got the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. To me, this says you've reached some kind of point in your life. So the 4 of Wands is a very positive card. It's about completion. It's about celebration, specifically in this deck. In other decks, it can also be this very stable card of stability and joy, and it's like finishing building your house and getting to move into your new house, or getting married and finally getting to move in with your partner. Things like that. It's a very positive, upbeat sort of thing. Okay? So you've either just reached this or you feel like you should be reaching this right now, but with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords here, you're not. You either did reach this and it's not what you expected it to be, or you haven't reached this when you thought you would. This is specifically, that would be especially common if you're a millennial, you know, you're in your late 30s to 40s especially, or even early 30s, and you're feeling like you probably should have bought a house by now, you probably should have settled down by now, and you can't because the economy is in shambles. And so you're kind of really beating yourself up about that. This Five of Swords in this deck is all about self-destruction, and getting defeated by your own thoughts. This Ten of Swords, this ox, it has just been stabbed a bunch of times with the sword, and there's even a sword going through his eyes. So there's a lot of pain going on, even while you feel like you should be celebrating this. So perhaps it's time to let go of your perception of success, your perception of things that are complete, your perception of where you should be at in your life right now, right? Because if you don't let go of that perception and what you feel like should be going on there, you're going to be stuck in this mindset of the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords for so long, and it's not helpful. It's not helpful to beat yourself up because it's not necessarily your fault that you're not where you feel like you should be, or that this wasn't as fulfilling as you thought it would be. Dude, you can't be right there. You can be on my lap. You can't be right there, though, okay? Yeah, so that's what's going on here. That was very clear. I'm just gonna get... there's a couple decks yelling at me that I'm reaching for right now. Alright. Never quite sure which decks are gonna be yelling. So first I'm gonna get probably just one card from my Greater Hand Oracle. Let's pull her out of her little bag. This is a beautiful deck, very simplistic, very quick and easy to use. Can be kind of confusing in some ways, but I like it a lot. So let's just, what keyword should you be focusing on as you try to move forward and release this? What keyword should you be focusing on as you try to move forward and release this? Death. It's possible that this Four of Wands here doesn't feel the way it should because someone in your life has recently passed away, because you've recently lost someone. It could mean death in the meaning of new beginnings, and let whatever this is about, you've got to let it end. You've got to let it die, and you've got to let it be dead. So if that's like an ideological thing, right? If you were starting a business and it didn't end up the way that you wanted to, if it's a relationship that recently ended that you're still trying to hang on to, you've got to let it be. You got to let it be. You got to let it be over. Whatever it is. What? I'm gonna need that hand, mister. I'm gonna need that. Okay, thank you for moving, sir. So next we're gonna get a card from my Bird Signs Oracle. This is Bird Signs by Gigi Carbone and Mary Ruzicka. Bird Signs, Guidance, and Wisdom from Our Feathered Friends. You just really like being with the tarot, huh? You like hanging out with me when I'm doing these readings, huh, little mister? Huh, little mister? What? What are those noises about? I hear you. What's the matter? Alrighty. Let's set this book aside here. This is a lovely deck. I absolutely adore this deck, the energy it carries, and the messages that it has. So we're going to ask what bird spirit, what bird sign is calling out to you right now, and who do you need to embody as you move forward? How do you need to be? Who do you need to embody? Let's try that again. I don't need a dozen cards. I need one. Let's try that again. I don't know know if you absolutely can see. Gregor's just his little paw. He rests. One paw on the altar. Can I have one card, please? What bird spirit do they need to embody? What signs do they need to listen to? How do they need to move forward as they're trying to let this cycle end and move forward with happiness and joy in their hearts? Okay, cool. Cardinal transformation. Do you mind if... No, okay. I won't do that then. I heard you. I'm not going to set you directly on top of each other. I'm moving things around so I don't have to do that. It's okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Calm down. Calm down. You're fine. Okay, cardinal transformation. I'm just going to find this card in the book here because they also have a lot of... Oh, there's a... Missing the card. Because I had it in the book for study. Oops. It's okay. It's fine. Cardinal. There we go. Okay. Its inspiration is transformation. Its healing color is red. So perhaps surround yourself with some red crystals, with some red jasper or carnelian. Or shit, what other red, I don't have a whole lot of red crystals. Red jasper is the one that immediately comes to mind. Stuff like that. Perhaps there are some red crystals or something that you have that is the color red that will help you heal. Like Cardinal, let your voice resonate in whatever role you play. The color red awakens you to act. So perhaps if you see the color red a lot in the next in the coming days, you know, it's a reminder. Hey, Cardinal says, let your voice be heard. You need to do things. The transformation from the rather dull brown color of the juvenile cardinals to the beautiful rich red color of the adult male reflects the transformation in your own life as you become a leader in your community, your family, your religious institution, or your work. So perhaps this ending, whatever it was, is going to lead you to something that will allow you, it's going to give you some sort of wisdom. It's going to transform you into that leader that you know, that you've known you had the capability to be, but you haven't felt confident enough in yet. It might be giving you some wisdom for that. Cardinal takes good care of its mate and offspring. You may have a cardinal type partner or spouse who shares in the responsibilities of the home or family. In a subtler sense, perhaps you have cardinal virtues which will equip you well for any new leadership or family responsibilities you choose to take on. Remember, one act or deed can transform an entire family, community, race, or nation. It also has some questions for you to ask. Face north and ask, what do I need to focus on for my highest good today? Turn east and ask, what do I need to focus on for my highest good today? So with each cardinal direction, turn and ask, what do I need to focus on for my highest good today? And open your eyes to what you see in your surroundings. And perhaps something there will stand out to you. Focus on the highest good. Whatever happened here, whatever ended, whatever you lost, if it hadn't ended, it wasn't going to lead to your greatest and highest good, right? Whatever you lost, it's leading you towards a better you. It's leading you towards a better future. And as much as it hurts right now, you will be okay. And this is going to give you the skills that you need. You dealing with whatever this loss was, it's going to give you the skills you need to become a better person and become a more stable person who's capable and amazing and even better than you already are, right? So just focus on that and remember that whatever this is, it's leading to your greatest and highest good. This was supposed to happen. We'll get one more card here. And this is from my Enchanted Blossoms Empowerment Oracle by Carla Morrow. Morrow. I'm going to say Morrow. And these are just beautiful keywords. So I'm going to ask here, what trait do you already have that you need to focus on to pull you through this difficult time? What trait do you already have that you need to focus on to pull you through this difficult time? Please, come on, card. I need a jumper. Please. May I please? S'il vous plaît. That one. Thoughtfulness. So the flower is the cowslip, and the butterfly is the Duke of Burgundy. So you already have thoughtfulness. So let's see what else this book has to say about thoughtfulness. Ooh, that, so it talks a little bit about the growing conditions of cowslip. Cowslip is capable of growing only in crappy soil. It prefers boggy soil and is often found growing in cow dung, which is how its common name originated. So perhaps, you're in a crappy situation right now, right? You're in cow shit. You're in cow shit. You're dealing with some cow shit. But you're going to be able to grow through that. You're going to be able to grow through the cow shit. Believed it offered protection from the fairies when planted around cattle or hung dried in the house. Native to Europe and West Asia. Okay, this card challenges you to pay more attention to the thoughts in your head. What are you thinking about? What are you giving your time to? What are you giving your headspace to? Are these things that are bringing you joy, or are these things that are just making you more and more upset? And pay attention to the language you use in your self-talk. Being aware of what is going on in your head is the first step to discovering who you are. It also helps you assess the way you handle yourself and your thoughts about people and situations. Choose your thoughts carefully and mold them to a more positive dialogue with yourself. So I have this thing that I do with myself and my friends, where if you notice yourself saying something negative about yourself, or framing something in the most negative light possible, sometimes that absolutely is useful. Sometimes, 1,200 things have gone wrong today, and, then your tire blows. And it's like, you know what? Today fucking sucks. You're right. Today, whatever, that day, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. Even on those days, it is important to look at the positive things, right? It's important to go, okay, well, yes, all of these things happened, and it all really sucked, and I didn't really want to deal with it. But I had these people around me to help take care of me during this situation. This is especially important if you notice that you're kind of engaging in a lot of negative self-talk. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, oh, I'm so dumb, oh, I'm not capable of this, oh, I'm just lazy, I'm just forgetful, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Recognize when you have thoughts like that and start to frame them more positively, right? You hear yourself say something really negative about yourself, and regardless of whether you actually believe the negative thought or the positive thought, immediately counter whatever the negative thought was with 3 good things about yourself. Ideally with 3 good things that are exactly the opposite of what you were just thinking. So if you just said, oh, I'm so dumb, then you need to say, I'm a fucking genius. I'm the smartest person in the planet. You know what? I could reinvent nuclear fission right now. Right now, no materials, I could just do it. I'm that smart. And is it true? I mean, probably not. You're probably not the smartest person in the world. I'm not either. But does that make you feel a lot better than saying that you're super dumb? Absolutely. And and you can also follow thoughts like that up with after you compliment yourself, right? After you say those 3 nice things about yourself. And it wouldn't even matter if I was dumb, because being smart is not the most important quality that someone can have. It's a good quality, sure, but it's not the most important thing that someone can have. Being kind, being compassionate, being strong, and being able to be someone that your friends can rely on. Those are all way more important qualities than just being smart. right? So kind of think about that, and be thoughtful and be mindful of what thoughts you are feeding and what kind of energy you are feeding into your life, and be careful, and be knowledgeable enough to catch yourself and say, that was a mean thought. If you can't even say 3 nice things to yourself, at the very least stop yourself and say, that thought I had was mean. I don't want to be mean to myself. I don't want to be mean to myself. The world is mean enough to me. Let's not be mean to myself too. So to sum up here, hi, you can't have all of my attention right now, buddy. I'm doing readings. I know, Gregor. I know, handsome man. Okay, we're gonna sum up here. So something has happened in your life recently that you probably didn't see coming. And you thought you should be celebrating right now, but really you're just kind of broken, and you're heartbroken. Okay? Whatever it is, what you need to release, you need to let it go. Whatever it was, whether it's a perception, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job opportunity that didn't pull through the way you wanted it to, you're hung up on it, and you've got to try to let it go. Cardinal is asking you to hear your voice, to transform, to allow this experience to transform you into someone better and into a better version of yourself, right? You're already a good person, but you can be even better. Everyone can be better. I can be better, right? And then the Cowslip and the Duke of Burgundy, they're asking you to remember the thoughts that you're having about yourself, and be a little bit kinder to yourself, because the world is already mean enough to you, right? Notice the kinds of thoughts you are having, and try to make them positive wherever you can. Try to not be mean to yourself, right? All right. That is going to be it for group 1 here. Not a whole lot of cards, but I feel like there was a lot of important pointed messages in there. So, okay, I'm gonna move my hand. Sorry, I've got to put these cards away so I can... I know! Oh, I don't know if you saw that, but he just reached his little paw out towards me. He's like, no, Dad. No. Dad. Dad. I want love and affection. Idea. Remember that time you gave me love? That's Gregor. Idea.
Yeah.
Remember that time you gave me love and affection? I'm your problem now. That's literally a Gregor mood. Alrighty, we're just gonna put these decks away because I'm not entirely sure which decks are gonna be desiring to be used for the next reading. I'm trying so hard not to move too much and not to disturb him because he's warm and snuggly and comfortable on my lap, and I don't want to upset the boy. I just don't want to upset the boy. He's such a good boy. So if that resonated with you, also that reading for group 1, let me know. Let me know if it sounded like it was something that was for you, if it makes sense. I try to keep these kind of general, especially because they are pick of cards. I don't want to delve too deep, and I definitely, I've had readers, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I've had readers really harp on and be like, oh, this is definitely a relationship thing, or oh, this is definitely about this. And it's like, sure, it might have been for one person, but it's going to be more accurate, in my opinion, to say, hey, this could be about this, this could be about this, this could be about this. And then you, from there, probably know what it's about. It, overarchingly, it's about something ending. Okay. All right. Putting these decks away. I'm going to get a drink of my coffee. My coffee. Put the Aventurine back. Grab our second deck, our lovely Past Lives Tarot. This deck is very unique, so I'm going to be using the deck even more than I used it for the last one. So we're just going to go ahead, get our cedar again. We're just going to cleanse the energy from the last reading. That energy was useful where it was, and we're moving into the next reading now, and I'm just asking that energy to please scoot on out of here. We've acknowledged you, we've recognized you, scoot on out. Thank you. Alright, and we're going to do a bell as well. Aw, stay upright, please. Take a deep breath. Alrighty. Group 2, y'all ready? So the question, if you'll remember, is what do I need to release? What do you need to let go of? What are you hanging on to? Alright, so let's ask our, let's see, let's make sure I don't have this whole deck upside down. Let's ask our beautiful Past Lives Tarot here. Art History Past Lives Tarot. What it is that you need to release. I'm just asking for 3 cards here. If I need more, I'll ask for more, but I'd like 3 cards. Okay, there's one. What is... I don't know what that card means. It's a blank card. Babe, do you know what the blank card in your art history deck means?
No.
Cool. Is there a page for it in the book? Have you looked? There's no page for it?
I think it's just a random art card. I don't know.
Cool. I'll have to do some sitting with that card. Ooh, okay, I see you. I see you. Oh. Ah. Art history. Also, with this deck being the deck that you chose, with the art history past lives, it's possible that, without even looking at any cards, it's possible that whatever it is you need to release is something that is coming with you from a past life. It might not be a burden that's even yours to carry. And there you are. Oh, that's an interesting... Okay, I will look at the bottom card. Okay, I'm just gonna look through here. Real quick, y'all can sit with the cards. Okay. So the cards here, we have this blank card, which I'm going to sit with for just a second before I interpret it. We have the Nine of Wands, which is its keyword here is prison, and it is the artwork is Marguerite in Prison by Johann Grund. Excuse me, I can read. Johann Grund, done in 1850. I'll show you here. That's the wrong way. There we go. So, Marguerite in Prison. So that was the Nine of Wands. And we also have the Two of Cups. The keyword is spouse. The artwork is A Wedding in 1830 by Jose Gutierrez de la Vegat, done in 1830. And that's the imagery there. And then the bottom of the deck was very insistent that I look at that. So the card here is the Four of Swords. The keyword is chronic illness. And the artwork is Convalescent Portrait of Emma Maddow Brown. Maddow, I'm guessing Maddow, because that's probably French. And it's not a double D. By Ford Maddow Brown in 1872. Sorry, I don't know a lot about art, so if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, you're absolutely allowed to punch your little forehead in shame and be ashamed of me. It's okay. I know a few artists, not a lot. So I need to go run to the restroom real quick. But I will be right back. You're welcome to sit with these cards. While I do that, I will be right back. Right back. Oh, I can't take my phone with me to sit on my phone. Okay. Well, I'll be right back. everyone. I am back. Alright. Okay, so, like I said, sorry thank you for being patient with me. Coffee. You know how it be. So we had the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. And then this card, which is just confusing. It's an angel with reddish brown hair holding a stick. Their halo looks like it's like going through their wing. And it looks like they're looking up, like, I know it looks like they're rolling their eyes, but I know they're just looking up at whomever, most likely a god figure. Alright, so what do you need to release, huh? What's going on? Okay, both of this card and this card talk about separation from someone you love. The prison and the chronic illness. Chronic illness, this card, the Four of Swords in this deck specifically talks about separation, like perhaps they died because they were sick, and you're really feeling that separation. Perhaps now you feel like you're in prison, you feel like your daily life was in prison. It's likely this person was a spouse of yours, or someone who you wanted to be married to. If not, they may have been your spouse in a past life, or something like that. Frig, your candle is flickering. Hello, what's going on, ma'am? Oh, now that I've acknowledged you, you're not flickering anymore? Okay. This is hard for me to read. I don't feel like it's asking you to release that connection. It feels more like it's asking you to recognize that moving on to someone new, and allowing yourself to have new connections is not disrespectful to the person. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't, letting yourself move on into new relationships and have new people surround you doesn't mean that you're forgetting this person. Doesn't mean you're forgetting everything they taught you, everything they loved you, all of that jazz. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you're seeking another connection. It's not a bad thing to have more than one partner in a life, right? I myself am polyamorous, and I understand how a lot of monogamous people, and a lot of, I'm sure I haven't seen this myself, but I'm sure a lot of poly people also, when they have a partner die, it can be very, very painful, and you might feel like you never want to date anyone ever again, right? But this is especially true in monogamous relationships, where especially that's that energy of, oh, this was my soulmate, this was the one. That kind of energy is true. But I feel like they're not asking you to let go of them, right? They understand that they're just saying, look, having new relationships doesn't mean you're letting go of me. It doesn't mean that I'm leaving. I'm still right here. But having new relationships is something that you need to do. And, you know, maybe it's not saying right now, you know, but I think whoever this is telling you, hey, like, when you're ready, like, I'm not going to be upset with you for this, right? It's not a bad thing. I hope that makes sense. Because of the energy in this reading, I'm going to pull a Romance Angels Oracle. This was not a deck I expected to use for this today. So I'm going to pull a Romance Angels Oracle. There you go. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, you're not going to be able to control the situation. You're not going to be able to control your feelings. You can't control feelings, right? You're going to feel a certain way, and that's okay. It's okay to feel. Don't criminalize yourself for that, right? Don't demonize yourself for having emotions. Just stop trying to control yourself, okay? And recognize that kind of energy here. Let's do a crystal healing. This, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this reading is kind of baffling me. I'm not super confident in my interpretation of this. So if you have input, or if you have other insight. Ooh, Mookite Jasper. Haha, haha, I have Mookite. Where the fuck did I put my Mookite? Mookite, where did I put you? It probably fell off when we had that candle incident. I have Mookite around here somewhere, is the idea. Mookite is about past life stuff. Let's get 2 more. So that just really, especially, I knew past life stuff was going to come up with this deck. Obviously, this is the past life tarot. But that just kind of reinforces it. Peridot and Bumblebee Jasper. So lots of Jasper, so lots of grounding energy here going on. The numbers on these are 3, 6, and 14. And I'm just going to pull up their meanings in this book and how the author of this book describes them. So, Mookite Jasper, the dream time. Versatility and openness to new experiences, helping you choose the right path. Turn failure into a learning experience and start again. Offer friendship to assist others who tread on the same path. Your instinctive wisdom inspires them. Perhaps you need to be joining some kind of support group for people who have been in similar situations as you. And you know, sit and listen, and then offer your advice, offer your wisdom when you feel like the time is right. Put your skills to use. Worry not. You are protected against deceit and enemies. Recognize your strengths. Reject unrealistic ideas. Avoid pride and despair, so don't go too far either way. Be patient. If 2 courses of action present themselves, go for the straightforward one. Professional challenge such as job, interview, or presentation is successful. Make sure you're taking care of your body, your physical form. Feed your soul car. Huh? Feed your soul car. Feed your soul car.
Human body is just a car for your soul.
Feed your soul car. Your soul car needs fuel. Bumblebee Jasper, trust. 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 New projects bringing you the message that you must have honesty in your life. If you are entertaining, so if my interpretation was correct, right? If that's resonating with you about perhaps having lost someone who was close to you, and not wanting to replace them, and you feel someone new stepping into your life, be honest with them about that. Be like, hey, like, I need you to know, like, I'm a widow, or I just lost this person, or, you know, I lost this person a while ago, and it's really, really coming up right now. I need you to know that that's going on, and that's something that I'm thinking about. And just, if you communicate that with them, they'll show you their true colors, right? If they're not cool with you being hung up on on someone who you lost, like, they're probably not someone who you want in your life. But if they're patient with you and they're like, oh, dude, that's tough, I understand. Or it's entirely possible with Mookai Jasper showing up here and a lot of past life connection stuff showing up here, it's entirely possible they've been through the same thing, or something very similar. You attract people, inner strength, and courageously go where others do not dare. You are being opened to new possibilities. Remember that the bee is not aerodynamically designed to fly, but it does. Just because you are not designed to do something does not mean that you can't. Relax and focus. Clear sight is needed. Think about your future. What do you see in your future? What kinds of gifts do you see manifesting in your future? What do you want for your future? Stop. Think about it. Breathe. And ask that to come to you. Trust the universe. Someone new lights up your life. And then last but not least, we have Peridot. Emotional cleansing. Peridot frees the mind from unwelcome envious thoughts and night terrors. It is transmutative and purifying. Perhaps you need to get yourself a piece of Peridot. Perhaps that would be useful for you. Make sure wherever you get it from, it's ethically sourced. Beccathist is a great source, and if your local metaphysical store has stones, you can always ask them, hey, do you know where this is sourced from? And if they can't answer that question, it's probably not a good thing. Deeply emotional and may possessively cling to the past or beat yourself up over mistakes, let go of control issues. By nature jealous, you have dark thoughts, detoxify your emotions, learn to forgive and let go. Follow your own life plan without judging yourself or being envious of others. You have the power to go through fiery transmutation and emerge transformed. Use energy wisely, recognize how outside influences operate in your life. Develop your own protection, learn to rely on your own inner guidance. Peridot indicates farewells and disappointments in love. Avoid jealousy. Be assertive without aggression. You have a powerful destiny and great integrity. Money is earned from your talents. Envy and jealousy harm you as well as hurting others. Envy and jealousy, I kind of picture them like blocks that you put in relationships, right? If you're envious, if you're jealous, like, first of all, completely natural. Those things happen, okay, right? You're going to at some point in time in your life. But if you harbor that and focus on that without communicating it and letting it pass and letting it pass by, you put a little block on your relationship, right? That's one less thing that you feel comfortable communicating with whoever this is about, okay? Whether that be a partner or a friend or whatever, okay? That's one less person who you trust completely. When you let those emotions go without, when you let those emotions take hold in your life without talking about them and saying, like, when you were jealous, what you need to do is you need to talk to somebody about it. You need to say, hey, I know this is probably ridiculous, but XYZ is happening and I'm feeling a type of way about it. Go to someone who you deem to be wise, who you know handles this stuff well, who you've seen go through this kind of stuff if possible, or you know always has good advice. Those are the kinds of people who you're going to want to trust and be like, hey, like, I know I've been told several times that I'm supposed to let go of control issues. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. But I'm having a really hard time with it. The Nine of Wands, too, is often about carrying too much, right? Putting too much pressure on yourself. Doing too much, going above and beyond when you don't need to. When you just need to be focused on getting by, right? So really, there's someone that you need to be talking to about this. Whatever situation this is, I hope this makes sense. there's someone you need to be trusting, and this person, their arms are crossed over their body, their eyes are looking up. They're trusting whoever they're looking to give them a signal in what they should be doing and what's going on there. There's someone you need to talk to about what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull an Enchanted Blossoms Oracle to see. So this is going to be a trait that this person who you're supposed to talk to really has and really embodies. So I want you to think about the first person or two that comes to your mind. Those are going to be the people when I pull this card. The first person or two that comes to your mind with this trait. That's going to be the person that you want to go to, okay? So, and these are all positive words, don't worry. Whether you 100% trust them or not, they're going to have the right wisdom for you for this situation. Okay, we got a card. Compassion. So this is the elderflower and the large blue butterfly. Who do you know that is compassionate, right? This is not going to be someone who's going to punish you for feeling this type of way. This is someone who's going to understand, okay? They will get it. They will absolutely understand what you're going through. And they're going to go, it's not your fault that you're jealous. You just are, okay? And here's how to deal with this in a healthy manner. Okay, maybe it's a therapist. Maybe it's an aunt or an uncle. It's someone who is gentle and kind, but kind of buoyant, if that makes sense as well. And there's someone that you can really trust to go to about this. I hope all of this makes sense. This reading really, I'm not gonna lie, this reading kind of got me. So if you, especially, you're welcome to rewatch this anytime, and gain more insight. Hopefully something I say will click a little bit better, or your own knowledge will increase, and you'll see a different interpretation of some of these cards, and that will make sense too. But yeah, this is what we got. So something's going on with a partner. Perhaps you lost them, and someone new might be stepping into your life, especially with these cards saying that. And you're trying to control yourself. You're trying to control your emotional reaction to the situation, but you've got to let go of that. You're carrying too much on yourself. You're really jealous and you're really envious, and you need to go to someone who has a lot of compassion in order to talk through this and really figure out how to move forward. So we will move on to group 3 now. I'll put these away and we'll move on to group 3. Thank you for sticking around. Group 2, don't forget, I do have an Etsy shop with a couple of my friends. We do readings there if you'd like something more in depth. We also do astrology stuff. The shop that we have is called Meta Malarkey. You can find us on Etsy. Where did your bag go? Okay, and this carnelian goes back in with this crystal, with this deck, because they're buddies. Okay. Last but not least, group 3. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Just gonna do a quick cleansing here. Remember that the question today is, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? Okay. Thank you, group 2, but your energy has been accepted and understood as best as I can. I'm asking you to please scoot on out now. Okay? We're focusing on group 3 now. So any group 2 or group 1 energy that's somehow lingering, please scoot on out. Okay? Thank you. All right. And we're going to do this bell twice here. Take a good breath. Stretch your body out if you haven't done that in a while. All right. Group 3. This is the last group here. Welcome, welcome. Y'all really sticking around for group 3. I appreciate it. So we had my Mary Hanson-Roberts deck with our beautiful little soda light piece. Yummy. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's go. 3 cards. Okay. We got the Hermit. Okay, we've got lots of major arcana energy here. Okay. The Hermit, something internal. Something you're thinking about. Maybe you've been really cautious or afraid of the kinds of things that you might be. Sorry, my septum is really just itchy right now. I need to clean it a little bit better. Perhaps you've withdrawn from other people. And really kind of, I mean, if you're withdrawing a lot from other people right now, perhaps you were called to originally, right? You were told, hey, you need to take some time for reflection, you need to take some time for solitude and really think about who you are and what you want, right? Maybe you were told to do that, right? That time is over now, okay? The time for withdrawing from other people is over. And yes, we're still dealing with COVID, we're still dealing with the pandemic, so maybe virtual meetings would be safest. If not, keep your masks on, try to social distance as much as possible. Don't go to large gatherings, it's not safe. What is down here? Dill! This is what happens when you leave your spell supplies out, y'all. You find them on the floor. You were denying yourself something as well in this period of reflection, right? And it might have just been the denial of letting other people near you, but it might have been something else as well. But you were denying yourself something, some sort of something during this time. And then we have the Chariot here. That's not where that goes. That goes over there. Okay, so we have the Chariot first. There's some sort of conflict that you were having with another person, and you withdrew because of it. And this 9 of Cups moment. So maybe a spat with a good friend of yours, maybe a spat with a partner, a spat with a family member, a spat with someone important to you. Okay, some sort of conflict going on. And you were feeling very self-righteous about it. Very much like, I know what to do. I know how to do this. I am angry and I'm upset and I know that I'm right to be. So I am going to just do this the way that I am going to do this. And perhaps you withdrew from that relationship because of that. This 9 of Cups, it feels in this particular setting, this 9 of Cups feels very self-satisfied, right? Like maybe you were denying the other person their 9 of Cups with you because of this moment. But perhaps it's time to set old conflicts aside and give them a chance. Obviously, there's a lot of situations where that's not going to apply. But, maybe whatever spat you had was, like, kind of dumb. Kind of self-serving. And if that's the case, you need to probably consider letting go of it, and letting that spat be over. maybe it's time to reintroduce yourself, and say, hey, like, look, we don't really know each other anymore because of the spat, but, like, maybe we should try. You know? What, Gregor? We have a koi fish man joining us again. Yes? I swear, if you jump up on the altar, I'm gonna be a little upset with you. Do you want to be on my lap, though? You can be on my lap. Come here. Come here. Yes. Yes, handsome man on my handsome lap. Alright, let's pull a divine feminine oracle. Sir? Do you see this? Space is not for you. Okay, so this is the Divine Feminine Oracle by Meggan Watterson. We're just going to ask what feminine aspect of yourself, and everyone has feminine aspects of yourself, I don't care what gender you are, there are absolutely feminine aspects of yourself, and they are beautiful and wonderful, but what feminine aspect of yourself do you need to focus on healing and working with as you release whatever this was? Okay. I have not seen that card before. This deck tends to throw like the same 4 cards at me. But, so we have, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, because I'm almost certainly pronouncing this wrong, Anandamayi-ma, and her her title is The Joy Permeated Mother, and her affirmation is, I am my own guru, I know the self that never changes. Ooh, stepping back into this relationship, whatever it is, doesn't mean that you're letting go of that value. Doesn't mean that you're letting go of whatever that spat meant to you. Doesn't mean that you're saying that that was invalid, that you were wrong to be angry about that. No, I need the glossary. Here we go. Anandamayi-ma, 68. I love the stories about all of these women. Represents the essence of the expansive joy that comes when we remember our true self. Okay, so basically her whole journey was about, she grew up in a town in Bengali, which is now Bangladesh. Yeah, Bengali, which is now Bangladesh. And even from a young age, she was able to just immediately enter the state of complete blissful joy. And later in her life, you know, she would become this what did they call it? I want to use the right word. She enacted her own spiritual initiation. She In the 1920s, she set up a Kali temple and devoted her life to spiritual practices. She began to be recognized as the living embodiment of the divine feminine and as the incarnation of Kali as divine love. Her first disciple named her Anandamayima, or joy-permeated mother, because her blissful states would inspire others to remember their innate path to joy. Her first ashram was built in 1929. Refused to be called a guru. We are all ultimately of oneself. Perhaps she's calling you to remember that whoever this spout was with, there are deep connections that you have to this person, right? And you need to remember, as painful as it might be at times, to ask that they come back to love and that you come back to love. You know who you are. You know who you are at your core. And when you really take the time for internal reflection, to let go of the things that you know you are not and welcome in the things that you know you are and you know you can be. Who's it? Oh, hi Albert. I could hear a snoring man. And let go of the things that you know you're not, and hang on to the things that you know you can be, that you know you are. You'll be much happier. Not letting other people define you, going, no, this is who I am, I know who I am, I know who I am at my core, and I'm not going to let anyone change that, I'm not going to let anyone influence that. I know who I am. Let's get an herb card for you. Come here. What herb? Okay. Enchanter's plant. Which is also known as vervain. Mercury, the element of water, used to enhance relationships or rekindle a dying love. Relationships in your life may be seeming less than perfect. Remember to give first in order to receive. Yeah, so we're back to that message of whoever you were having this spat with. Depending on what that spat was about, maybe it's time to focus on what the heart of the issue was and talk about that with them. Because maybe you got mad because they didn't put the spoon in the right drawer. Well, what is that spat really about? Is it about their perpetual carelessness and lack of desire to learn where things go in the kitchen and in your life, and the lack of desire to really care about you and the things that you care about? Or is it about some what is this spat really about? Okay? And you need to talk to them about that and about what's going on there. And that's how you're really gonna figure out what the root of this issue was and work to heal it. And last but certainly not least, let's get a keyword for you of what kind of trait do you need to focus on as you work on releasing this, as you work on letting go of this. What trait, what word do you need to focus on and allow yourself to grow and heal with? Now, wisdom. So the flower is the purple iris, and the butterfly is the common map. So wisdom, you already have a lot of wisdom. You need to remember to be wise, and to people who are really wise understand that trivial things, like, you see it and you let it go, because it doesn't matter. You talk about the heart of the issue, okay? What did that mean to you? Cultivated and nurtured. Yeah, anyone at any age can be wise. You have to cultivate and nurture wisdom in order to really have it. Help insight along by seeking out new experiences, living boldly and facing the struggles of life. Understanding doesn't come from staying safe in your own little bubble and never venturing out into the world. Whatever this person did to you that hurt you, or maybe you hurt them, apologizing or going back and saying, hey, and being vulnerable with them and saying, hey, that hurt me, or hey, I hurt you and I'm sorry for it. That's really important here as well. Leave your safe spaces behind and gather wisdom wherever you can find it. Experience life, read, do something new, and make mental notes on what goes on around you. Stop, listen, and learn from those who are wiser than yourself. In this way, you will gain more wisdom and have the tools to make astute decisions as you move through life. The biggest trait of wisdom that I notice is the ability to stop and listen when you need to, right? People who are wise know when it is time to speak up and talk and say their piece. And they also are aware that most people will come to these realizations on their own if you just nudge them in the right direction, right? If someone is if a kid is dealing with a problem, okay, they are going to feel so much more fulfilled if you're like, oh, have you thought about, have you looked at the bottom? Like if they're, let's say a toy of theirs is broken, right? And you know that it's easily fixed, but how much more capable is that kid going to feel if you're like, hey, have you tried looking on the bottom of that toy to see if you can't figure out what's wrong there? And just pointing them in the right direction, and then they're able to figure out the rest of the issue on their own, and just nudging them, right? It's like helping a kid figure out a math problem. A kid gets really stuck, okay, on a math problem. They can't remember how to multiply, right? So you break it down. It's like, okay, so let's break this down. And you just ask them a couple of little questions to nudge them in the right direction. The kid already knows the answer, right? You either just need to explain it in a different way or show them that they already know the answer. They already know what 2 times 5 is, right? Because you take 2 groups of 5 and we'll add those together. How many do you have here? Oh, well, you have 10. Because 2 times 5 is 10. And so if you show the kid visually, you know, okay, you've got 5 and you've got 5. You've got 2 groups of 5. 2 times 5. How many do you have really? That's going to help the kid a lot more than saying, oh, well, you know how to do this. Or, figure it out. It's like, okay, well, let's figure out where you're stuck and let's figure out what's going on. It's the same thing as, it's also, you could relate it to helping someone with ADHD get over an executive dysfunction issue, right? It's like, I can't get out of bed. Okay, well, what's stopping you from getting out of bed? I don't know. Well, is it the fact, have you taken the blankets off of yourself yet? No. Well, why don't you do that? Okay, and then they take the blankets off of themselves. Well, have you moved your feet to the floor? No. Well, why don't you do that? Why don't you move your feet to the floor? Okay, and they do that. You know, it's so on and so forth. You know, and breaking it down into littler and littler steps until they are capable of solving the issue themselves, right? It's just this wisdom of knowing what questions to ask and how to lead the person that you're with in the right direction, because they're going to learn the lesson way better if you just point them in the right direction without giving them the answer, right? And then they're going to be able to apply that way better in the future. Does that make sense? I hope. But that's wisdom. I really went on a tangent about that. I love wisdom. It's so fun. Oh my god! No! No! Stop screaming! You cannot go outside right now! No! God. So, to sum up, there's some sort of spat going on right now, and it's kind of blocking your 9 of Cups moment. You need some introspection in order to deal with it, but you also, after you're done with your introspection, you need to remember to step out of that introspective moment. Whatever fight you had, it's time to kind of let go of it to a degree. Let go of that fight, let go of the anger, the deep-seated anger that you're feeling about that, and move forward with wisdom, with kindness, with love in your heart. Okay? So, hopefully that all makes sense. Thank you so much for joining us, Group 3. One last cleansing before we go, because actually I'm going to put the cards away and then I'll do a cleansing just to make sure that, nothing follows. Always cleanse your space after you do readings for other people, folks. Probably even after readings for yourself, but especially after you do readings for other people. Because you don't want their energies to just linger in your space. It's not great. It's not great. And do keep in mind as well, I do have an Etsy shop with a few friends of mine, Meta Malarkey. You are welcome to commission readings from us there to go more in depth with any of this stuff or any other questions that you may have. All right. Just get these off of the space here. Put everything away so that we can appropriately cleanse our space. So we're not carrying all of these energies around the rest of our day. Okay? You don't need to be carrying my energy around the rest of the day. I don't need to be carrying your energy around the rest of the day. Just not good for either of us, huh? We help each other out and then leave. Then leave. Alrighty. So we'll use this. 'Cause I don't have another quartz point. Okay. Go with love, everyone. Go with love. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you can take these lessons as you move forward and grow and heal and become better, wiser, more wonderful people than you already are. All right. You all have an excellent day. See you later.